Today, we're going to dive into 3 stories that aren't just scary, they're real. And we're not just here for the jump scares. No, we're here to really dissect the anatomy of modern fear, to understand what happens when that reality you thought was so safe starts to unravel. Let's just kick things off with a question that honestly gets right to the heart of what keeps us up at night. It's the kind of question we don't really like to think about because deep down, I think we're all a little afraid of the answer. I mean, think about it. Our homes are supposed to be our castles, right? The one place in the entire world where we have complete control. But what happens when that feeling, that illusion of safety, is just completely shattered? We're about to see how modern horror just loves to exploit that, dragging us from a threat we can see to one we can't even begin to explain. All right, so our first case study, it throws us right into the deep end with our most primal fear, a real physical threat. This is the story of a young couple whose dream home turns into the stage for this relentless, terrifying campaign of intimidation that starts literally right at their front door. And you know, it starts small, like these things always seem to do. Some guys from a property nearby start using their garden as a shortcut. At first, it's just weird, a little unsettling, but you brush it off. But that small annoyance, that strange little curiosity, it doesn't stay small for long. It escalates into something way more deliberate and way more sinister. And look at this. This isn't just random stuff happening. This is a methodical escalation. It moves from passive observation, just a guy staring, to really active, terrifying intimidation, trying the door handle. Then a masked man shows up. Then flashlights, and finally a crowbar. Every single step is a calculated move designed to just dismantle their sense of safety piece by piece. And then this happens. This one image, this act, it's a huge turning point. Suddenly, the harassment isn't just about trespassing anymore. It becomes this bizarre, deeply personal psychological attack. The gesture is so symbolic, it's theatrical, and it is designed to inflict the absolute maximum amount of terror. The message is crystal clear. This isn't just about your property. This is about you. And this is where the real horror kicks in. You have this terrifying gap between what's actually happening to the victims and the official response. The police basically tell them they're overreacting, that it's not illegal, but the couple sees what's really going on. That stolen SD card from their doorbell, that's not random. That's a planned move to erase evidence for whatever they fear is coming next. They're left completely, utterly powerless and alone. Okay, so that first couple, they lost control of their physical space, right? Now let's shift gears. We're moving from a threat you can literally see at your door to one you can't see at all. A threat where the weapon being used against you is your own mind. So this story introduces this really terrifying idea that the victim calls psychological graffiti. Think about that. It's a form of harassment that's almost impossible to prove. It's about using strangers, people who don't even know they're a part of it, to just methodically break down your sanity and lock you in this prison of your own paranoia. So check this out. After escaping this really abusive relationship with a guy named Caleb, the victim is just relentlessly targeted. It's all these seemingly random people, a barista, a rideshare driver, strangers on the street, who all start repeating these very specific, very private phrases that only Caleb would know. Every single encounter is this chilling little pinprick of doubt, and it's all designed to make her question everything and everyone around her. And then she finds this, scribbled on the back of her doormat. It just confirms her absolute worst fears. This is a direct message: your identity is known, and there is no escape. No matter how hard you try to disappear, you will be found. And here's the real gut punch. The terror isn't just the stalking, it's that her trust in the everyday world is completely gone. Her ex is physically absent, he's in rehab, but his presence is everywhere. He has essentially outsourced his abuse, turning every stranger into a potential threat and the entire world into this hostile, terrifying trap. Okay, so we've seen a home invaded, we've seen a mind get completely twisted. Our final story, this one pushes fear beyond the physical, beyond the psychological, and right into the realm of the unknowable. It takes a real threat and injects it with these elements that just defy any rational explanation. So let's just walk through the chaos of this one night at a family vacation rental. It starts with just a bad feeling, you know, that intuition. Then at 3 a.m., these loud bangs start, like someone is throwing themselves against the garage door. The uncle goes out, confronts a man just standing there, and the man just turns, walks away, and vanishes. No sound, no footprints, nothing. And if that wasn't weird enough, you have all these other bizarre details that just don't add up. These gesture cards are found on the property, one of them looking demonic. It all happens around 3 a.m., the devil's hour, and of course, the big one, the complete and total absence of footprints. These details take it from a simple break-in attempt to something much, much more sinister. So we've looked at 3 really different kinds of horror, right? Physical, psychological, and paranormal, for lack of a better word. So what's the common thread here? What's the one thing that weaves through all of them that makes them so deeply, deeply unsettling? Well, when you lay it all out like this, you start to see the pattern. Each story is built to attack a different pillar of our security. The first one goes right after the sanctity of your home. The second one assaults your very perception of reality. And the third? It just shatters your belief that the world works in a way that makes sense. Each one leaves you feeling exposed and just profoundly vulnerable. And that is the key, right there. It doesn't matter if the threat is a man with a crowbar, a stranger whispering a private phrase, or a figure that just vanishes into thin air. The ultimate horror, the thing that ties all of these together, is that feeling of powerlessness. It is the chilling realization that you have no agency, no control, and nowhere safe to go. And that leaves us with this final, lingering, and really unsettling thought. In a world where our homes and even our own minds can be invaded and turned against us, is true safety just an illusion? When the one place you are supposed to be safe is gone,